Hi, it's Kris and Elizabeth. Welcome back to the summit. It's Friday, Friday, Friday. And today we are talking about our topic of the day is community and connection. So both of those two items together. And the landscape, as we know, has really changed in the last year, 14 months of what our community and what our ability to connect sort of looks like. And so in looking at that sense of belonging and how important it is to feel like you belong, we thought that this would be a really great topic for our summit on Friday. So you'll hear us talking to our speakers about this as well. But Elizabeth and I like to chime in and have a little off the cuff conversation about what it means to us and what it is like for us.
Well, we are the owners of the Best Ever You network, and that network and that community really, really matters to Kris and I. And our mission is to create a very trusted place and space for you. For example, in the comments just on this summit, we have some people really making some heartfelt comments. And I think that's what we need more of those heartfelt comments and that connection and so forth. And especially if you're searching for a community to belong to, Best Ever You is a really good one because it encompasses so many different people and so much things. My mom always used to say, that network has everything but the kitchen sink in it. And I'm like, well, bring in the kitchen sink then too. Let's do it.
And I think you're right. That sense of belonging is so important. And one thing that you'll see both Elizabeth and I drive all day long is the positivity and the love and the kindness. And then because we foster that in the groups and social media that we run, you give what you receive and vice versa. People say social media, you get into it too much, you got to unplug, you got to turn it off and get away from it or maybe take a break from it. And I think there's some validity in that, but I also think there's a point that you really can find communities that matter with your social media and your online stuff. But I think what the best thing to do is to find what works for you and find something. And what I mean by that is find something that adds value to your life. So if you are looking for a community of people who are sharing mindset and positive things, Best Ever You might be the perfect place for you. If you're looking for thought-provoking conversations, we have a group for that. If you're looking for a group with journaling, we have a group for that. And another really neat one that we have that I'll let Elizabeth talk about here in a moment is the Percolate Project, which is beautiful. I mean, it's really a pay it forward.
Yeah, we do. Good old Quaid. Quaid, for his senior project in high school, created the Percolate Project. It's a little bit around the book, the book Percolate, and he took it and ran with it. And he did a pay it forward project with little cards and a website and the whole deal. And so if you're looking for something to get, we've had people pay off people's medical bills with the Percolate Project. So we're really proud of that. So shout out to Hamilton-Guarino. He's a sophomore at Rochester Institute of Technology, and he has carried the Percolate Project there as well. So we're really proud of him for spearheading that at such a young age. He's always been that way. I remember taking him to DC at like age 10, and he's like, "Mom, can we buy somebody a bagel and not have them know we did it?" And I'm like, "Yes, we can, Quaid." He's always been that way.
Honestly, I do need to sidebar about that particular son of yours too, because he is the kindest, sweetest young man. And he's the one that has all those IT skills. And I struggle sometimes. And so I have his direct line, and he is at my beck and call if I so need him. And I'm just so delighted by that because I, of course, am super close with his mom, Elizabeth. We talk every day. I've only met your kids, again, virtually in tiny comments and conversations, but they all put time and effort into helping me with any of my little tiny computer and home struggles or whatever. And they're just so helpful, wonderful boys. And here's my funny story about Quaid too. I put him in my phone. I put in Quaid Guarino, which starts with G-U-A, and my phone went, "Are you saying Guatemala?" And I didn't notice it. So I saved it. And so then it was so funny. I went to text him and say, "Hey, it's Kris Fuller. This is my number. Your mom gave me yours. I might need some help with my new computer." And I sent it, and it was like, "Your message to Quaid Guatemala has been sent." So just
now he'll know that too. He'll probably get a shirt from me that says Guatemala.
Yeah, that's your new name. You've been upgraded by me. Sorry about that. But
that kid with that name gets called all sorts of things. So it's Quaid Benjamin Guarino, which means fourth son, because he's
There we
he's the littlest one, but the tallest one, and he's a sweet kid. So anyway, all about Quaid. Hi, Quaid. I'm sure he'll appreciate this.
Perfect. And so that's the thing too, the belonging, the sense of belonging that I feel. I'm going to bring it down to a smaller package with like your family. I feel like I belong. Like I can't wait to be at your spaghetti dinner Tuesday night or whatever you're doing, Taco Tuesday, just because the way that your family has embraced and related to me. I mean, even I've seen Elizabeth and Peter, that's her husband, they're off getting groceries together. They're all masked up and they send me a selfie together and they're like, we're getting groceries. And I'm like, oh, and hi. And I just really enjoy. So the way you embrace me, and right now this year, it has been a tougher, a lonelier year because I'm physically alone a lot of the time. And there are periods of time in my day, I would say the evenings in particular, when, I get up in the morning, I'm doing things for me, I'm being productive with you, I have work to focus on, the sun is out. When the sun goes down and it's just me and baby Mia, my little cat, that's when I feel the weight of being alone. And that's when I miss, I'm not playing team sports right now, they're not open. I'm not freely going to cafes and out for dinner and as much as I used to. I know you still can in small groups, but it just still isn't happening. And maybe that's me being extra cautious or whatever. So when I talk about belonging being really important to me right now in particular, I mean it like tenfold. It really matters that your family has embraced me. It really matters that, and you'll see me chiming in on every comment that I can when people write to us, because I know what it's like to crave and want that connection. I want to offer it and I want to receive it as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that you just shared that. Thank you. Because, every time you share something like that too, again, people feel like they belong to you. People love you. And it's wonderful. And we're, I really do think that we're just all doing the best we can right now and getting through these moments and everything. And when I hope it all changes very quickly and we all get to hang out and hug each other, because you're such a huggy buggy.
I really am. Oh my goodness.
I bet that is just so hard. That's the hardest thing for me too. I'll hug a stranger, I'll be like,
it doesn't take long to get to a place where I'm hugging you. It's like the second time we've met, I'm like, we're hugging now, and maybe the first. And I was much more huggy-dovey than Ben, and I would go to him and I would just stand in front of him and I'd be like, your wife needs a hug. And he would say this, it was always delightful. He goes, is it right now? I'm like, it's right now. And then he would hug me. But he would ask, because sometimes he would be covered head to toe in carpenter work or grease or dirt. And often I didn't care because I was like, the clothes will clean. I just need the hug. And so
it's the most fun part of having our older kids back home too. Yeah. Because I can hug them anytime I want. And I just am like, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, you only get to hug your mom for so long. And then, and so I'm like, come on and hug your mom, kind of thing.
No, and that is great. And I think that's like the last point on the slide here is action. So within your little circles that you are currently with, take advantage of those hugs, get close, connect with the people, right? Like I know some of our friends have written, one of our friends just posted, oh, we're really doing family time well. And he had gone around and taken pictures of his 3 preteens, each in their room, like on a device. And his wife was on the iPad looking up recipes. And then he was on his computer and he put all of the 5 together in a little collage. And he said, that's our family night. Ha ha ha. And then he said, later we realized and we took a stop and we went and we played a game and whatever. But it's, taking action is key.
We call it forced family fun. Because they're all getting older, you can't, you have to just be like, sit down, and we're all playing Stratego or Monopoly or whatever it is.
Yes, I love it. Forced family fun.
Forced family fun is what we call it in here.
Love it. I love it.
So funny. But anyway, but just what a good conversation with you about connection, community, belonging, and action. And I really I still want to like challenge our people in our network to like take an action, like buy somebody a cup of coffee or do something fun randomly, please, on behalf of us. You don't have to tell us you did it or anything like that. I just mean like,
if you want to share with us, please do. And if you want to write us privately, just go to besteveryou.com. Then you don't have to make a big splash about it. But if something happened to you last week, I went through Starbucks and somebody bought my coffee. I was like, I called you and I was like, guess what? Somebody just did like the Percolate Project. Somebody just bought me a coffee. And I know it's everywhere that the Pay It Forward and the Random Acts of Kindness come up, but it is really, really special that Quade created a whole project in your local area, which is now actually in a few states. And I'm gonna bring up his little cards to Canada when it's time, and make that be a focus to continue. So
yeah, you have to always have that. It's kind of neat. It's like, what a clever little thing to create. So I thought it was clever of him. But anyway, thank you for allowing us to mention that. I'm sure lots of your, even if if you're listening and your child has a project, I have seen that too. Like in our own community, somebody's child started the tulip project around here where they plant tulips. But I know a lot of the seniors in high school have community service. Like all through high school, you have community service hours that you accumulate, and people the kids start the coolest things. I've seen bands, T-shirts, and flower projects and everything. So if somebody has something like that, I don't mean to just talk about my kid. Let's talk about yours. So
yeah, absolutely, and we love hearing from you. We love your sharing. We want you to know you are a part of our community. You belong here. Yeah. We are glad that you're here. We love hearing from you, and you can reach out to us anytime you want. And I think that's what we'll do is we'll send you off with air hugs and air kisses and glitter and just love from us to you, because we are designed to connect. We need to connect, and we're connecting the best way we know how right now, which is over the airwaves. Bing, bing, bing. That's me saying goodbye.
Bye, everybody.